Hi, I'm Ifa.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Eliana.
Hi, I am Jeha.
I'm Afika.
Case study 1 is about Mr. Nataraj, Mr. Pavan, and Good Health Hospital.
Alpha Company makes and distributes products from more than 10 international pharmaceutical and healthcare companies. In Alpha Company, Mr. Nataraj worked as regional manager. In this case study, Mr. Nataraj is the decision maker, while Mr. Bhavan as field representative. And lastly, the Good Health Hospital superintendent as their customer. One day, the superintendent of Good Health Hospital called Mr. Nataraj and made a complaint. Good morning, Mr. Nataraj. I have a complaint about Mr. Bhavan. He is ineffective and I strongly advise you to remove him. Otherwise, he will refuse to do business with us. Hello and good morning. I am deeply sorry to hear of this. Don't worry, we will look into it and I will get back to you. Thank you very much. The problem started when the superintendent insisted Mr. Bhavan to be removed, while Mr. Bhavan was good and he was liked within the company. Then, Mr. Nataraj need to settle down the complication between Mr. Bhavan and the superintendent to maintain the business relationship.
After doing some researching about the problem, Mr. Nataraj has come up with some solution. The first solution is Mr. Nataraj will transfer Mr. Bhavan to another department in the company. Advantage: company will not lose their important customer. Disadvantage: Mr. Nataraj will also face some difficulty to find new worker as competent as Mr. Bhavan. Second solution is Mr. Nataraj will try to get Mr. Bhavan and the hospital superintendent together for discussion and try to compromise over the difference. Advantage: after the negotiation, it can help both parties understand their differences. Disadvantage: quarrel may happen during the discussion and agreement cannot be reached. Mr. Nataraj will move Mr. Bhavan to a new and more important project developing new business in the newly formed sub-region. Good Health Hospital will not have problem with new representative. Advantage: both parties will get benefit. Disadvantage: Mr. Bhavan will find difficult to adapt a new environment. New conflict may happen between Good Health Hospital and the new sales representative.
The best solution is Mr. Nataraj will move Mr. Bhavan to a more important project developing new business in the newly formed sub-region. Good Health Hospital will have no problem with the new sales representative. The benefit of choosing the solution is win-win situation applied to solve Mr. Bhavan and Good Health Hospital problem. Mr. Nataraj also will receive benefit from both of them. Mr. Nataraj will get more sales on the project after giving to Mr. Bhavan. Other than that, the decision is made. Mr. Bhavan can learn new things when handle the new project. Moreover, business relationship between Good Health Hospital and Mr. Nataraj will get more smoother. Lastly, Mr. Nataraj have solved all the problems between both of them.
So now let's look at the case study 2, which is about the NGO and the Minister of Education. For the past 8 years, an international NGO based in the UK has provided food grain and powdered milk to families where children are at risk of malnourishment and starvation in the small South Pacific island nation of Papua Tuua. So, who is she? She is Sarah Britton. Sarah is the representative of Food for the Children, an international NGO based in UK. She arrived from London for a 1-week visit. So, who is he? This is Minister of Education Papua Tuua. He is the one who is responsible in giving the approval for the food distribution. Sarah wondering why the approval for the food distribution from the Minister of Education is very late. she quickly came with a decision that the Minister of Education is hoped for a bribe. Suddenly, the local school official met Sarah and looks eager for the food supply. He also assures Sarah that they can distribute the food with or without the minister's approval. The food has to be supplied as soon as possible within the next several days before the monsoon comes. Sarah decided to send an email to the executive committee requesting instruction on what she should do next because the food needs to be supplied before the monsoons come. The executive committee have received the email from Sarah and have noticed some problems. The first problem is the education minister is delaying the process approval of distributing food arrangement in hopes for a bribe. And another one problem is the need to make a quick decision to distribute the food because the food has to be supplied within the next several days before the monsoons come. So what should Sarah do? Wow, it looks like the executive committee have some ideas to solve this problem. The first idea is Sarah should just give a bribe to the Minister of Education. So this is the advantages and disadvantages if we give a bribe to the Minister of Education. The second idea is just distribute the food to the local school official without the minister's approval. This is advantages and disadvantages if we just distribute the food without the minister's approval.
Solution number 3 is using the power of social media to releasing news and make it viral about the starvation of the children in Papua New Guinea. And once it has go viral, of course, a lot of people also want to donate besides the risk of malnutrition and starvation become lower. And the minister will acknowledge the problem and the no act of bribery. But the bad side is it affects the relationship between the NGO and the minister. And the last solution is Sarah needs to set up an appointment as soon as possible with the minister to need confirmation about the approval process. When Sarah did that, she was able to make the process quick after finding out the problem with the minister and no need to take the bribe and replace with better way to get the approval through discussion with the education minister. But it takes time to make the appointment due to the minister's schedules, and the appointment may delay following the minister's desire and need more time to wait for the new appointment date. And the best solution that we choose is make it viral about the starvation that is happening in Papua New Guinea. And Sarah gained a lot of response from people all around the world after made a posting about the situation. This solution will make the minister realize that he must make the approval immediately at last because he knows that Sarah don't want to give a bribe and use the power of social media. Finally, Sarah got the permission to distribute the food and the Minister of Education in Papua New Guinea admit his fault and apologized for his bad. And yeah, problem solved. The school official feels very grateful that they have enough food supplied by the NGO before the monsoons come, as they can distribute the food to the children and family in need. The end. Thank you for watching.